Hi there, welcome to another week of Counter-Strike game and skin market update. This is Skinomics2, and this video covers the 30th of September to the 6th of October. We have a lot to go through this week, so now, getting right into the headlines. First, we got the Armory update. A huge update with 150 new items that operates like a battle pass. Unfortunately, the reception is mixed as there are no operation-styled missions. I have made a separate video on the impact of each item within the update. Do please have a look if you want to know more. What you are seeing on screen right now is the unboxing odds of each collection within the update. The chances of a red item in the collections is 1 in 781, which is higher than previous collections as there are no light blue grade items. The impact to trade-ups in the future will have to be seen with time. You can buy up to 5 passes at a single time, and you can gain 40 credits from each pass. After you finish a pass, you can purchase another one. This means that the amount of credits is technically infinite despite the lack of an option to purchase credits directly, like previous operations. In order to get credits as quickly as possible, players devise a way to farm XP in casual game mode by throwing utility down the middle of Dust 2 to end the round as quickly as possible. Valve quickly patched this a couple days after the update. However, people have now started to run P90s to B tunnel to continue farming. This is a developing situation, but I do not see how Valve can patch this. I also wanted to highlight a couple of interesting points from the update. Firstly, Blue Gem 5.7s have taken a hit with the release of the heat-treated 5.7 as part of the Sports and Field collection. The picture on the right is of a Case Hardened, whereas the picture on the left is of a heat-treated. What people are worried about now is a potential AK-47 heat-treated finish. A render was created by Meki Dev on Twitter as shown on screen. If this was to exist, it would be more blue than even the most expensive $1.5 million Case Hardened finish. Secondly, I wanted to turn our attention to the charms. Some of them have rare patterns, and over the past couple days, 3 colorways have been discovered for the chicken charm. I would be quite interested to see how much premium rare patterns fetch over their regular counterparts. The next headline I have is the price movement of a couple things. The first of which are the agents. They have reached new highs again following the omission of new agents in the Armory update. As this is not a traditional operation, it is still unclear whether there will ever be new agents in the future, but I would guess not for a while at least. The second item I wanted to touch on is the Anubis package. As it is still in the in-game store, its price has tanked following the Armory update. I am honestly unsure if they will ever remove it from the in-game store. Reportedly, Valve has made over $100 million from the package alone. The last headline of the week is in relation to the Printstream finishes. They have been updated to new models that are more closely aligned with their CSGO counterparts. The finish now presents a pink glimmer upon inspection, although not to the extent that it was in CSGO. Surprisingly, their prices have not moved up since the update. The AK-47 and AWP Printstreams are also likely on their way. Moving on, let's now take a look at our weekly craft idea. I have a few ideas using the latest stickers. Combining side eyes with the Moonrise skin creates a funny image. Using chompers and any pistol creates a craft to resemble old fighter jets. And using high heat, you can create a blaze finish with any weapon that has a dark finish. Taking a look now at the skins market. The market is back on the rise again this week. This time by a significant 6.96% following the big update. This was largely driven by agent skins again, although the community excitement is also a reason. Moving on to trade volume, we have both Buff and CS Float trading volume now. Starting with Buff, we saw dollar value of trades significantly decline prior to the update when the sentiment was down. The data next week should present a big uptick when items from the Armory update becomes tradable. Moving on to CS Float trade volume. This will be built out in the coming weeks. However, from what we can see that volume have been stable in the past 7 days, and a lot less than Buff despite CS Float being the most popular Western platform. Thanks again to iTrade.gg for providing this data. I have also included an affiliate link in the pinned comment for some free stickers, although I do want to clarify that this is not a sponsorship. Now, let's break the market movements down into categories. Starting off with knives and gloves, these have been relatively stable this week as nothing had acted to change the demand for these items. Higher tiered weapon skins have also remained relatively stable, although some items have seen a small sell-off from players wishing to gather Steam wallet balance for the Battle Pass. As aforementioned, Agent Skin rallied this week to reach new highs. In particular, higher tiered agent skins rose the most from an absolute basis. Last but not least, we saw affordable weapon skins rising slightly this week, which is good news for the overall market. Moving on, player numbers are still steady despite the new update. I think an update that is mostly just skins do only appeal to the existing player base. As a result, unboxings have also been steady this week. I do want to note that these unboxing numbers do not account for the collections from the new update, but rather only cases, although it does include the gallery case, which is also part of the new update. Case prices this week have taken a massive hit. This is again as a result of people selling off items to buy the new battle pass. Cases are typically the easiest item to sell for wallet balance without affecting a player's personal loadout in the game. Active case prices follow suit with the downward price trend of non-active cases. Fracture took a massive 17% hit as a part of this. Let's now take a peek at this week's biggest winners and losers. Again, all three winners of the week have been agents. An additional fact here is that T-sided agents have been increasing more than CT-sided agents. We do not have any significant drawdowns this week, although one of the biggest drops in this week is the P90 blind spot, which was featured on a largest gains list in a previous week. Moving on to the top trades of the week. The first and third places on buff have been butterfly gemstone knives, which is not a surprise. The second place, however, is a low float wild lotus with 4 Nico gold stickers from Krakow. The original crafter must have been a big fan of Nico. The skin fetched over 18,000 USD. Now onto the top trades this week on CS Float. The top 3 places have been taken up by a Ruby Karambit, Dragon Lore with a Kenny S from Krakow, and a Wild Lotus with 4x crown foils applied. They are all high-end skins selling for their respective market prices. In game news this week, the big Armory update dropped on the 3rd. I want to go over some of the changes more in depth in this section. Firstly, charms were introduced, and they can be attached anywhere on a weapon. Secondly, all items are subjected to a 7-day cooldown even for Steam Marketplace now. This is an attempt to stop people from quick selling items purchased from third-party marketplaces for wallet balance. However, Steam Market is expected to have decreased liquidity as a result of this. And thirdly, you can preview the effect of scraping a sticker before committing to it, which is likely to increase people crafting. We also saw a few gameplay improvements with the big update. These are now shown on screen. I will not go over these in depth as this channel is focused on the skin market, but their Twitter handles should bring you to an in-depth analysis of movement and utility changes. Following the big update, we also saw a couple of hot fixes on the 3rd and the 4th, of which the most significant is probably the change to utility damage counting towards the XP of the battle pass as covered before. Moving on now to the pro scene. Last week, we saw G2 beating Na'Vi to stop their 9-game losing streak against Na'Vi in the final of Blast Premier Falls. Monezi took MVP of the tournament. This week, ESL Challenger is taking place in Atlanta, with FlyQuest, Wildcard, Big, and Soul making it to the playoffs. Looking ahead, IEM Rio will be held in the coming week. In other pro scene news, Australis has had their CEO step down, and rumours of the super team which Falcon is building currently has Nico, Simple, and Apex in mind. This is still a developing situation. Please like, share, and subscribe, as well as check out my Discord server. On that bombshell, that was all for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and see you in the next one. Bye.